Hey everybody, welcome to Lone Star Planner Girl. This is Crystal and we are here for another weekly plan with me. This is the Hobonichi A6 weekly calendar. On their website it's listed as a weekly calendar under the accessories tab. I know a lot of those of us in the US who use this call it the weekly supplement, and that is because the A6 original Techo does not have a weekly view, and so this little calendar basically gives us the same weekly view as the cousin has, the vertical weekly view. So I am going to be doing, if I can open it to the correct day, and you can see I've already done some pre-planning. This is the week of November 4th through the 10th, and I am going to be using this MandyLynn Plans kit. I love this kit. As you may be aware, I did my November monthly in this kit from MandyLynn Plans. So I've got the freebie, the main washi page, and of course the scripts. And then I am going to be using the Pigma Micron 01 size. I prefer this smaller size because this is a very tiny grid. This is the same, I believe it's the same grid size. Well, I thought it was. I always thought it was the 3.55 grid size because it fits the 3.55 checklist stencil that I have. But Amanda just told me from MandyLynn Plans that she actually measured it and it's actually 3.45. So it's like a 1/10 of a millimeter difference, which doesn't make any difference in, you know, for those of us in the day-to-day planning world. It's essentially the same as the week's grid size, but for sticker designers, that becomes more of an issue, especially when you're designing strip stickers and things like that. So anyway, that was just random information that you probably didn't need. But so I'm going to be using that, my Micron, and then I have pulled out my, what did I get on this? I don't know what I did there. This is my Add Your Own Discs mini, oh, sorry. Guess it would help if I make sure that I'm in frame. This is the Add Your Own Discs mini kit sticker album from Paper Squirrel Co. And as you can see, my discs don't match the pink, but that's okay because it's what I could find. I did just put the mini discs in here and not the regular size discs. So it comes with this little folder, a page of random script stickers, and then a whole bunch of blank, empty, basically the backing of sticker sheets. So you can easily place stickers on here and pull them back off again for use later. And as you can see, I've put a lot of my leftover scripts on here and then some of my commonly used stickers. And then at the very back, I have my leftover number stickers collection. So I love this. I can just toss it. It's very small. It's very easy to carry around. So I can just grab it instead of my whole sticker storage box, which I will probably do another video on at some point. But this is just easier for me to grab for my, you know, frequently used stickers. So we are going to do that. So I'm going to get started here. I have a somewhat busy week next week. So we'll see how this goes. And I did discover after my last plan with me that having a microphone makes a world of difference in the sound quality for my voice. So I am definitely going to try to remember to do that from now on because I could not believe the difference that it made. At least on my end when I was editing. I assume it's the same for those of you listening on YouTube. And I do apologize that things had been so muffled. And I'm glad that I thought to try this. As of right now, I'm just using my, that was not even close to the right spot. Right now I'm just using my iPhone earbuds, whatever you call them, just the corded kind that has the microphone on it. But I am planning on investing in a lavalier microphone for slightly better sound quality soonish. We're gonna go with soonish. Believe it or not, it's on my Christmas wish list. So hopefully somebody will get it for me. They're not terribly expensive. I mean, you can find them on Amazon for $20 or $30. I'm not talking like top of the line video production equipment here. But, you know, for those of you with kids that pay for diapers, that's a whole pack of diapers. So when you're on a budget, things like that take a back seat. See, now I felt like that was the right way up when I had it, but now I feel like this is the right way up. I don't know. And I think I struggled with this on my monthly one too. These tossed prints, I love them. And as a seamstress, I'm used to working with tossed prints, which simply means that the image is repeated in various orientations so that there's not one right way to put it up or down. But I personally have always felt like tossed prints have an up and down. And it's just me and my brain and the way it works. And it doesn't. There's not a right way per se. But I've always sort of functioned that way. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me being weird. And it might come from the sewing situation too, because fabric, if you don't know anything about textiles, fabric, depending on the fiber content of the fabric, obviously, is woven or knit. And that's two ways of production, and woven fabrics tend to obviously think like denim and dress shirts, button-down dress shirts and that sort of thing. They don't have much stretch to them unless they're, you know, made with elastane or some other fiber content that makes them stretchy. But in general, think broadcloth, think, you know, guys' dress shirts, that sort of thing. But they do tend to have a slight give in one direction. And that's really important because when you're making garments out of that fabric, you need to know which direction that is, because depending on what you're making, if you cut your pieces of fabric out with that give running in the wrong direction, it can warp or distort the pieces as you're sewing them, or once you're done, as you wear them or use them. So knit fabric is a little bit more forgiving. It doesn't tend to be as much of an issue unless you're trying to make something that has a lot of drape to it, or that's supposed to be very kind of slinky or fitted or have a specific sort of look to it other than just like a t-shirt, you know, in which case it does matter a little bit. And different knit fabrics can be single knit, double knit, and they can be, depending on where you are, the terminology is different. I learned it as two-way stretch or four-way stretch. Two-way stretch meaning it stretches one way but not the other, and four-way stretch meaning it stretches both ways, across the grain and with the grain of the fabric. Anyway, all that to say, my familiarity with tossed prints is mainly with fabric, and because of the functionality of where the grain has to be depending on what you're making, tossed fabrics, even though visually the design doesn't matter which direction it is, for the pattern and the way you cut the fabric, it matters greatly. I don't know if that makes any sense to non-sewing people, and I'm certainly not a professional, and I'm sure I'm using all the wrong terminology, but but there we go. So to me, tossed prints always have an up and down. Basically, that was a really long monologue to say fabrics or tossed prints, even though they're not technically right or wrong, depending on whichever way they're oriented, I feel like they are. So, how's that for your little educational moment of the week? Anyway, I cannot believe it's November. I know I've already said that like 100,000 times, but I really can't believe it's November. And y'all, okay, I live in Indiana, southern Indiana. And normally Halloween is a toss-up, whether or not we can wear t-shirts and jeans, or whether it's windy and cold and wet and we'll have to wear coats. Okay? That's our typical Halloween weather. Y'all, I'm filming this on Friday, November the 1st. It snowed yesterday here. And I don't even know what to do about that. Okay? That's just not right. It's not normal. And that makes me absolutely terrified of what this winter is going to hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So, yeah, it snowed. It snowed, which is just completely wrong in every way. I don't like that at all. Yeah, just not okay with that. Mules. It was funny. I knew it was going to be cold and rainy, but I had to run up to the BMV to file some paperwork to get our vehicle title. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go with it. So I bundled my kids up in the car. It was like 30, I think 4 degrees or something whenever we left. Which isn't, I mean, we're all used to it. My kids were born up here, so it's not, I mean, I grew up in South Texas, but at this point we've been living up here for 10 years. So I'm used to it too. And you just bundle them up and you're fine. And got the umbrella because I knew it was going to rain. And about halfway to the BMV, which is about a 30-minute drive from my house, I realized that the drizzle that had been hitting my windshield the whole time was starting to look very whitish. And sure enough, it was starting to flurry. Like, what the heck? I am completely like, what? I don't understand. This is not normal. Okay, so first of all, what do I have? I have, this is going to be, oh, that's actually the perfect size for a change. Right, I have that, and then I have, right, 3. Okay. Alrighty then. Well, my son's gonna get a pass on this day. Lucky him. My husband runs his own business, and this is our first year with an LLC. Wow. And I've always done our taxes since we've been married, and I'm fine with it. I'm confident in knowing all the rules and regulations and how things are supposed to go. But I started to look into how to file taxes for an LLC and the self-employment tax and everything that changes when you don't have a W-2 from an employer. Yeah, I'm not so confident. Not so confident. So I am meeting this week with a couple of different CPAs to see about finding someone to do that. Yeah. Actually, I'm not going to do this because these are 2 different appointments. Which is kind of, on one hand, it's really nice because even though I've always done our taxes, it's still always stressful for me because I'm always worried that I'm going to mess it up somehow and we're going to get audited, and, it's probably just paranoia, but, so on one hand, it's really nice that I don't have to worry about that. On the other hand, I know it's going to cost, and I'm not disputing the fact that CPAs earn their money. I mean, it's a tough job. Absolutely think they deserve every penny that they charge, but we're not rich, and just the thought of spending hundreds of dollars for someone to essentially do paperwork irritates the fire out of me. And again, I'm not saying they don't earn it. They absolutely 100% do, and I'm not dissing CPAs at all. What you guys do is amazing. I just, I've always done it, and I've never had to pay more than like $70 or $80 with TurboTax to file. So it really bugs me. But still, it has to be done. So I am meeting with a few CPAs this week, and I also have to get the transmission fluid changed in my car, which is just one of those little, maintenance things. Whoops. I forgot to put down these things. But luckily my mother-in-law is going to watch the kids so that I can go have intelligent conversations with other adults about money things and not have to be juggling bored children in the midst of. So that'll be interesting. I have one appointment on Monday and another on Friday. And that was just something that I was advised to do, that finding a CPA is kind of like finding a doctor or a therapist. You have to find one that you mesh with and that, you know, understands what you're doing. And in our case, knows the laws and everything for our state for small businesses. So, interviewing a couple this week, and that should be interesting. They told me all the paperwork that I need to bring for them to kind of get an idea of our details and everything. So this will be a new experience. This will be a new experience, absolutely. But both of them that I talked to on the phone were very sweet, very kind gentlemen, and took the time to kind of run through everything with me. So I think it'll be good. I think the hard part will be picking who to use, which should be entertaining. Okay, so I think that's that. Gosh, I feel like it's going to be an insanely busy week, but it really just doesn't even look like it on paper. My daughter's turning 3 in a couple of weeks, so I need to start getting her party together. She has requested going to a trampoline park. She has been my bouncy baby since the day she was born. I don't know. I only have the 2 kids, so I only have the 2 to, you know, compare to each other, but oh, hey, I can actually use an appointment sticker this time. Yay! And I can actually use 2 appointment stickers. Oh, how exciting is that? Sorry, it's kind of like my running joke with myself that Amanda gives us all these appointment stickers. I don't use them. I very, very rarely have appointments. So I have this huge collection of appointment stickers. Hey, I get to use 3 this week. Hot dog. Kind of overkill, but I'm gonna go with it. I don't even remember what I was saying, honestly. This is going to be... Sorry, I can't write and talk at the same time without making some sort of hideous mistake. And I had not been doing my finances on my weekly as much, but I found that I missed having... I had taken everything off of my monthly view and put it in like a separate little insert for finances. And I like having that because then no matter what planner I switch to, because, you know, let's be honest, I switch planners a lot. I can at least have that book where I don't have to keep recopying a bunch of information down. Oh, yeah. And then my son is spending the night at his grandmother's house on Friday. Yay! And then I am honestly just going to leave this here because that's just the list of everything I need to take for the CPA. So that's stuff I need to get together. Joyful, joyful. Oh, bulletin. Print the bulletin. And I think I'm going to do, this is not an appointment per se, this is just going to be my goals list, and I don't have any appointments for Monday night. So, and do, I don't have a good place to put that. You know what? I need to get that stuff together this weekend anyway, so I will just put it over here. All right, and I'm going to pull out my Dear Lily Design stencil and make some. See, this is a 3.55 millimeter grid. Sorry if you can see my head. I'm trying to see the lines. They're so faint, obviously, in the Hobonichi. But see, it fits perfectly. Maybe if it were longer than just 7 boxes, it would start to get off. But for the sake of making checklist boxes, it's totally fine. Some things that I want to accomplish this week. I love, 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 love these stencils. I did order some more, and at some point I will do a video on the Dear Lily Design stencils that I have and use and love. Like I said, I had ordered this one originally because I had never purchased from them before, and I didn't know the quality and, you know, the whole 9 yards, and I loved it. I absolutely love that there's 3 different sizes on here. So I ordered a few more, and I actually have another one too. It's in my other bag. But I actually use these 4 really. I like this one. I don't find myself needing to trace letters too often, but I love these. And they're perfectly sized for small stuff. So that is where we stand. This is what my week looks like. And you know what? I might see. Sometimes, yep, that is the perfect. I have this farmhouse happy planner kit that I got on clearance. And what I have done is simply disc bound some paper. I originally tried to just punch through the sticker paper, but I quickly discovered after I punched the first page that it cut into the stickers. So then all I did is I took regular computer paper and just folded it in half and punched the edge of it, and I was able to glue this together. But it's got like the perfect peachy sort of color coffee cup, because sometimes you just need to add a little something, something. I'm just feeling it this week. Totally, totally feeling it. And I don't know why either, but this rose gold is just calling my name. I love this book. I only grabbed the one, and I am so kicking myself for that. I wish I had grabbed like 3, because this is the kind of sticker book that I would use over and over and over again. I cannot tell you how much I love it. Which one will fit there? Let's go with this one. Sorry, I have this off camera, but it's a little bit too big. I have this zoomed in so that you can see this up close, and it makes it really hard to have a bigger book down there. So I don't know if you can see that. It is rose gold, so pretty. I think it just complements this kit so well. So there we have it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all of my subscribers. We just had a really fun subscriber giveaway at 250 subscribers. We're going to do another 500. And I'm already up over 300. So that will be before we know it, I'm sure. But if you are not a subscriber, go ahead and click that subscribe button. I try to do a weekly plan with me. Occasionally I do a daily plan with me to show you how I use the Hobonichi Techo original daily pages. I do a monthly plan with me, and then I do random reviews of things like various sticker makers. I know you see a lot of MandyLynn plans. That's because she's the majority of what I personally like to use, but I do have a couple of shops that are just beginning to add A6 Hobonichi stickers, so I will be doing reviews of them. And then I have these, and I also will be doing a cover review video for the several A6 covers that I have. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.